In this journey of digging deeper into the many faces of violence in the culture of the United States, we started by looking at violence in faith communities, shunting and indoctrination. Then we explored the faces of violence in the games we play and on the field and in our hands. And for the next few weeks, we're going to consider the faces of violence which exist in our everyday social life, everyday relationships. And I've decided to anchor this definition of faces which penetrate our everyday existence by naming the isms of our life. Now, when the suffix ism is added to a word, it becomes a guiding principle for one's life. Sometimes these guiding principles are overt, obvious, sometimes covert and covered, sometimes obvious, sometimes hardly noticed. But these isms, these guiding principles, are often faces of violence. We're going to discover several isms, and this week we're taking a look at partisanism. Partisanism, which is a face of violence that has corroded and eaten away at our political system. In the attempt to be relevant, there's no better month to discuss this face of violence than October 2024. I define partisanism as the guiding principle that what is best for my party will determine my vote as a citizen and my decisions as an elected leader. Partisanism places my party, that's the root word of party is part, as more important than the whole state or what is good for the whole nation. You see, partisanism is the guiding principle that the quest for power and control is more important than what is the best for all citizens. You see, partisanism is the guiding principle that what is good for a few must prevail over what is good for all. Partisanism has, in my opinion, corrupted the soul of our democracy, freedom, and redefined politics. Now, historically, politics is defined as an art. It is the art of getting things done. Politics is a part of any organized part of our social life together. Politics is a part of a local church or a local organization. It's the art of getting things done. Not bad, not good. It's just the art of accomplishing things. And parties exist within the political system. Each part proposes strategy to fulfill the constitution of the state or the nation or the organization that we're a part of. It's simply the art of getting things done, and one part proposes one thing and another part proposes another thing, and those parts are sort of parties, and then the two parties compromise, negotiate, finally make a decision because both parties are committed to doing what is best for the whole, the state, or the nation. Within this understanding, the understanding of what we used to call statesmanship emerged. Historically, a statesman was one who always made the decision on what was best for the state, not for his or her party. A statesman did what was best not for a few, but what was best for all. If I've heard it once, I've heard it 100 times, but really more than that. Where are all the statespersons today? In my opinion, they have been destroyed by the face of violence that prevails in politics today, the face of partisanship, the face of partisanism, the guiding principle that my vote or my leadership will finally be determined not for what is best for all, but what is best for me and my party. This is why I believe that partisanism fits our working definition of violence. Remember that definition. Any intentional or unintentional, covert or overt act or use of force which denies or refuses to recognize or respect the identity, value, rights, or humanity of the other. You see, politics is the art of getting the best done for all. Parties offer their best strategies and visions concerning how to get things done for the best of all. Partisanism denies or refuses to respect the rights of others. A party is a collective effort to advocate what one believes is the best for all. Parties sometimes agree, often disagree. But if all parties have in common the ultimate goal of what is best for all, they will come together to make the best possible decision for the state or for the nation or for the organization to which one belongs. You see, I'm convinced that politics with parties is compatible with the way of love revealed in the life and teachings of Jesus. They were really captured in the teachings of the Apostle Paul that followers of Jesus are agents and servants in the ministry of reconciliation. Reconciliation is living and working with those with whom we disagree. And therefore, politics is living and working with those with whom we disagree, the other party. But the common good is not what partisanship and partisanism is all about. For partisanism is all about denying and destroying the common good for the sake of a few, only one's own party. Yes, I'm really convinced that one of the faces of violence in our culture today is partisanism, which has replaced politics as the way to get things done. For partisanism is the guiding principle, seeking to be in power rather than serving all for the sake of the common good. Say that again. Partisanism is the guiding principle, seeking to be in power rather than serving all for the sake of the common good. Politics is not a face of violence. Partisanism is a face of violence, which I believe is incompatible with the life and teachings of Jesus. The ministry of reconciliation fits well in the world of politics. The ministry of reconciliation is over against partisanism. A lot to think about. Here's some questions. In your journey of being a citizen, when did you first become aware of partisanship emerging as a guiding principle in our culture? What is the eventual consequences of partisanship becoming the prevailing guiding principle of citizenship? Finally, what's your response to the understanding that the ministry of reconciliation is an alternative to partisanship? Thank you for joining us in taking a look at our faces of violence in our culture today.